So our next speaker, Adrienne Phare, is not able to be here to do a live presentation. So we have a recording of her presentation. And I'll tell you a little bit about Adrienne. She's working on her BA in Sociology, and she is expected to graduate next month. So congratulations to Adrienne. She is 28 years old. She lives with her fiance and her daughter in Oklahoma. And she is very interested in working with special needs students. She's currently working with special needs student right now. And she wants to use her degree to provide a better understanding in the community of the various ethical, racial, and cultural issues that she sees the community suffering from daily. And her presentation today is on the Trobriand Islanders and the Cherokee.
Welcome, everyone. Today I will provide a cultural comparison on two very unique societies. For this cultural comparison project, I focused on the Trobriand Islanders and the Cherokee Nation. To begin this presentation, I would like to discuss a very unfamiliar and unique society. The Trobriand Islanders are located off the northeast coast of Papua New Guinea in the Malayan Bay province. They speak one of the 40 Austronesian languages within this province. These islanders belong to a unique ethnic group known as the Northern Messiah and are quite famous for their canoe building, navigational skills, and gardening. This society is indeed quite unique. The second society I have chosen to discuss is one many may have heard a great deal about, and they are the Cherokee Nation. The Cherokee Nation is made up of roughly 300,000 citizens, and most of them reside in Oklahoma and the surrounding states. The Cherokee has a wide ethnic composition, however, they all hold some form of Cherokee heritage, most commonly by blood. The Cherokee also have their own language and syllabary separate from the English language. There is truly much more to the Cherokees than many realize. No matter the society or cultural history, economics is an important part of every society. The Trobriand Islanders have lived in small communities and have hunted, fished, and gardened for their survival. Their horticultural society has kept them well sustained into present-day society. However, even though they have done well maintaining their population sizes, seasonal weather conditions, natural disasters, and climate changes have created serious conflict for population growth. While the Trobriand Islanders still maintain a horticultural lifestyle, they have adopted a neoliberalism society. Yams are their greatest produced crop. If you are a member of this society, yam production determines a gardener's skills, wealth, and power. The Cherokee Nation was also very well developed into small villages and towns. While they did conduct hunting and gathering, their society began as horticulturists. As the tribes expanded, they developed a barter-based system, but still maintained a horticulture economy system. It wasn't until after the European invasion that the Cherokees were introduced and forced to change to a market-based economy. Both cultures have began as horticultural society. However, due to the location, population, and outside sources, that is the only economic similarity between the Trobriand Islanders and the Cherokee Nation. Due to the location and natural changes, the economy of the Trobriand Islanders developed into a neoliberalism society. The Cherokees, on the other hand, were affected by globalization brought by the European invasion. This globalization developed a market-based system and was eventually forced into their ever-evolving European economics. As a result of globalization, the Cherokee Nation plays a major economic role within their current state locations. This is done by providing jobs, educational benefits, healthcare benefits, and provides income for their state. Another important aspect of a society's culture is their political organization. The Trobriand Islander political structure is very interesting and somewhat metaphorical. The system is built on a chiefdom and also correlates with their production and exchange of yams. What links the men from villages to leaders, hamlets, and chiefs are the land, labor, yams, and magic. Some villages will have multiple hamlets that each have their own leader. In other villages, all leaders hold a commoner status, and in some villages, a leader whose matrilineage is chiefly, that leader holds a higher status than all other leaders. If a Trobriand Islander is politically effective, he will be recognized as chief. If that leader's influence extends to outside villages, he will be known as a district chief. The metaphorical aspect of this political structure comes from the idea of father's seed and father's form. Since the Trobriand males provide and care for their children from birth, the chiefs, leaders, and hamlets are seen the same way. The males within the villages provide for their leaders, and in return, their leaders help them grow and develop. The Cherokee Nation has always been very well developed, including their political structures. Prior to European arrival, the Cherokee people lived in towns or villages. Each town had their own political structure. In every town, there was a political building or structure that displayed whether they were at peace or war. During peaceful times, political structure existed known as the White Organization. The White Organization consisted of priestly officials that presided over the town council. The town council consisted of each elders from each of the seven matrilineal clans. During the war, the political structure would change to the Red Organization. The Red Organization only took control in the event of war or internal conflict. This Red Organization consisted of war priests and war officials. Depending on peace or war, the community's political relations would change. Today, the Cherokee Nation's political structure is very similar to that of the United States. The Cherokee government consists of an executive embodied by the chief, a judiciary with district and supreme courts, and a legislature that creates laws for the nation. While the ability to obtain the title of chief and the number of chiefs allowed for the Trobriand and Cherokee society, both have a chief present in their political structures. However, the Trobriand Islanders' political and economic structures tie very close to one another. If the economic structure of the Trobriands ever fell, so would their political structure. The political structure of the Trobriand Islanders has also remained the same, unlike that of the Cherokee Nation. The Cherokee Nation has always had a very well-developed and formal political structure. Even today, they have progressed into create a multiple political branches to maintain their society. Religious beliefs can play a very powerful role in anyone's culture. The Trobriand Islanders' religious beliefs may seem very strange and different to many. However, their religious beliefs is a very important part of their society. Unlike most commonly referenced religions, such as Christianity, the Trobriand Islanders' religion focuses on spirituality. An example of this would be the spirit Paloma, which is the spirit of the dead. Since the Trobrians link their ancestry through the spirits, the women carry the matrilineal identity. This means that the Paloma spirit exists through the women. The Islanders also practice magic. However, they do not believe their magic comes from the spirits. Magic in this culture is made up of rites, spells, the condition of the individual performing the spell, and their tradition of magic. Magic can vary from village to village and can be used for healing or crop production, just to name a few. The Cherokee people have a very balanced religious belief system. They are very spiritually based, and they always aim to create, maintain, and provide thanks through balances with the mind, body, spirit, and environment. The Cherokee people find the numbers 4 and 7 to be very important, as both of these numbers pertain to their spiritual beliefs. The number 4 presents the directional spirits, east, north, south, and west. The number 7 represents the 4 directional spirits, as well as the upper world, the sky, the lower world, the earth, and the center, either the or sacred fire. The Cherokee people honor every aspect of life and conduct a variety of spiritual ceremonies. Some examples of these ceremonies include celebrations, blessings, healings, and giving thanks. The Trobriand Islanders and the Cherokee Nation both have very spiritually based religious belief systems. What separates the religious beliefs is how they see and honor their spirits. The Cherokee view the spirits as directional and personal beings. The Trobriand Islanders, on the other hand, view spirits as specific entities. The Trobriand Islanders also believe their magic is separate from the spirits, whereas the Cherokee practice spiritual healing and other spiritual ceremonies. While both the Trobriand's and Cherokee's lineage runs from the females, the lineage of the Trobriand's is spiritual and the Cherokee's is ancestral. The role of race is very impactful on a society. The Trobriand Islanders, however, remain populated by only their own individual race. As explained before, the Trobriand Islanders are known as the Northern Messiahs. The largest differences found in the villages does not come from racial diversity, but rather linguistic diversity. The most commonly spoken language is the Killevala language, which is spoken by approximately 25,000 Trobrians. The next most commonly spoken language is Miro, and this is spoken by approximately 4,000 Trobrians. The least commonly known and spoken language is Nada, and this is spoken by approximately 200 Trobrians. The Cherokee Nation, on the other hand, is full of racial diversity. After the European invasion, interracial marriages began. Today, it can be difficult to find someone that is even considered full-blooded Cherokee. Some examples of racial diversity found within the Cherokee Nation include Cherokee German, Cherokee Mexican, and Cherokee full-bloods. While Cherokee African American does exist, there have been serious crimes committed against them. Even racial mixture of this kind is viewed negatively by Cherokee full-bloods. This is due to the European invasion and times of slavery. Given the fact that the Trobriand Islanders have remained separated and maintained their own villages, it is not a surprise to see no similarities in race between these two cultures. The Cherokee were invaded by the Europeans and thus created racial diversity and even racial complications. As for the Trobrians, their three varieties of languages is the most diverse they become. To finish up this comparison presentation, I would like to discuss a vital part of society's culture, gender roles. The Trobriand Islanders are a very male-dominant society. Women cannot hold a hamlet, leader, or chief position. However, the male maternal lineage helps to decide their leader potential. In this society, men do not only control power, but also property. Fathers also play the main and usually only role in the feeding, interaction, and development of children from birth. Women are seen in a spiritual aspect and are not meant to be strong and firm like the men, but rather squishy and able to reproduce. Cherokee women play a different role within their culture. Cherokee women maintain the ancestral family line. Although it is not as common in today's society, Cherokee women were the predominant face of the family. During the Red and White organization periods, women's presence existed heavily during peaceful times. However, women had the potential to play leader roles during a time of war. Even in today's society, women can still hold a political or position of power. Both men and women have always been responsible for food gathering, family and community care, and peace and wartime responsibilities. There is a dramatic difference in gender roles between the Trobrians and the Cherokee. Women are a spiritual and reproductive entity to the Trobrians. Men lead, care, and provide for the Trobriand society. Unlike the Trobrians, the Cherokee women could be leaders, responsibilities were shared between men and women were the face and are the family lineage. The next two slides include references used to discover and provide this comparison project between the Trobriand Islanders and the Cherokee Nation. I hope you have found this information helpful and knowledgeable, and I hope you enjoyed your time. Thank you.
That was a great presentation by Adrienne. She's not here to answer any questions, but if anybody has any questions, I can pass them on to her.
I have more of a comment if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I'm in a car right now. I had to drive to an appointment, but I also happen to study the Cherokee and the Trobriand Islanders while I was doing Anthropology 234. And my research, I came up with something a little bit different than her presentation. I was able to ascertain information about roles within the Cherokee. The Cherokee were allowed to own slaves for a while, and that affects their race relations in current day America. I don't know if that was touched on, but I just wanted to enhance the conversation a little bit.
Yeah, that's actually true. They were slave owners, and that probably did affect their attitudes towards the African Americans.